highly talked about for years now. The DBU topic, defensive back university. What university do you think is producing the best high level DBs in mass quantity? Who would you give that title to?
I mean, for a long time it's been LSU, but Corey Raymond is now with Florida Gators. But DBs come from different places. I mean, I don't think there's like one particular DBU. I think when you talk about a unit, who's DBU, it's always been LSU. And then you had Miami. When I was coming up, it was Miami, the Hurricanes with the Blades brothers, those particular guys. But as far as DBU, what school, I really don't know, because when I click on football on Saturdays, I mean, it's normally SEC or I catch a Bearcats game. But I mean, I watch so much football, and I just like watching good cornerback play. I mean, so I couldn't say in particularly who's DBU, but just being from here in Louisiana and knowing the reputation that Corey Raymond had brought to LSU for so many years, it would definitely have to be them, because the Honey Badger, to me, is probably one of the greatest players that I've seen play.
Agreed.
And I watched him in high school when he was at St. Aug, because my nephew was playing for Thibodeau High School. And, man, and Trevon Reed was playing on the field as well. So just to watch those two was pretty phenomenal.
And speaking of Tyrann Mathieu, him signing with the Saints is huge. I'm going to be excited to be able to see a more up close and personal view of that type of player. And, LSU put out a lot of great guys, whether it be Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Jamal Adams, or Tre'davious White. What do you think made LSU be able to do that? Would it be the coaching, or would it also be the fact that they can recruit in-state in a very tough and gritty environment that is Louisiana football?
Well, that's one thing I've heard before, that some coaches, they'll take a player from Louisiana, but their ceiling is so high, there's pretty much not too much. You don't get too much growth and development out of them. I've heard that in the past, and I think a lot of that has contributed to the fact that we're not like actually a big state. And with us not being so big, but being rich in the football tradition, you can get a lot of good coaches to go back to these high schools and teach some of the things that they learn at their college. So I think just our overall talent level, and just our overall the goodness that coaches do in terms of preparing their kids. So when you go to a place that has, like LSU, that has all the intangibles that you need as far as your strength programs, your nutrition programs, and all those particular things, and then the knowledge from the coaches, you put all that together with the athleticism and the abilities those kids already bring to the table. Even if you get like an incremental change in terms of their abilities, then you get greatness.
And for the football level of it for Louisiana, it seems like a lot of these guys are in that iron sharpens iron mentality. A lot of people all want to be able to play ball. You're around this environment at LSU football. It's so contagious. It's one of the most energetic and charismatic colleges in terms of getting people excited. Everyone, when they're younger, wants to play football or at least be a part of the whole show. So I think that's the biggest draw of Louisiana, and for why football is so important at a young age.
I mean, how could you not? I grew up on LSU's campus, to be honest. My two older brothers had the experience of growing up on Texas A&M campus. My dad was receiving his master's degree there, and he went to LSU and obtained his PhD there. So I was around Dale Brown at an early age, and just seeing the atmosphere, the track meets, the football games. And then my uncle, he was playing there. So just the whole atmosphere of LSU, if you're from Louisiana, that's the place, that's where you want to go. And that's why it's kind of hard for some of these kids to leave this place, because you pretty much are cultured to be, pretty much just grow up to be an LSU fan.